As humans, we're not perfectly symmetrical. We only have one heart and one liver, and both of these organs aren't centered. We also tend to throw and write with one hand and have a preferred leg to jump off. Through a lifetime of these activities, it's normal for asymmetries to develop. In fact, we consistently see this in throwers with an increase in external rotation and a decrease in internal rotation on their throwing arm. That is, they may have the same total range of motion, but shifted in favor of external rotation on their dominant side. Leg length discrepancies are also really common. These exist in about 90% of us, with a mean difference of half a centimetre. Even Usain Bolt has one, as well as scoliosis or a sideways curvature of the spine. His running style also isn't symmetrical. With each stride, his left leg has about 14% more time on the ground than his right. Despite this and the many people with better symmetry, he was able to become the world's fastest man. Lamar Gant's another example of a phenomenal athlete with significant asymmetry. Despite his scoliosis, he was able to deadlift 5 times his body weight. The scoliosis might have even helped by reducing the lever arm of his spine and the range of motion of the lift. While many assert imbalances are detrimental to performance, this isn't well supported by scientific evidence. Some imbalances are the result of limb dominance, and as expected, are larger in more experienced athletes. If you look at bilateral tasks, imbalances still aren't always bad. In this study, the group with the least symmetry showed the highest counter-movement jump heights. Even when people appear to move symmetrically, they probably don't. For instance, this study showed large differences in joint moments in experienced lifters performing the barbell squat. When it comes to injuries, there is some evidence showing particular imbalances may play a role. These studies found a greater risk of hamstring injury in those with greater asymmetry. However, some research goes the other way. These studies found greater symmetry rather than asymmetry was associated with pain and injury. The authors of this systematic review concluded it's hard to make a clear statement due to inconsistent findings in the research. What I suspect is that certain asymmetries matter in some contexts, but not others. A 2% asymmetry may be normal and exist in almost everyone, but a 30% asymmetry may be large enough to affect performance or risk of injury. Hamstring imbalance may matter for a sprinter, but not for a hand balancer or calisthenics athlete. In summary, humans aren't perfectly symmetrical, and many asymmetries don't need to be addressed. While some assert they hinder performance or cause injury, these claims aren't well supported by scientific evidence. However, there are still instances where you may want to reduce asymmetries. For details on how to do so, you can check out my video linked in the description.